No press release announced it.
No strategic rollout mapped the coordinates.
No Mandarin single dropped with a synchronized social media blitz.
Yet inside one of the most carefully curated, heavily gated music ecosystems on the planet, where global giants routinely stumble, where entry without institutional backing is treated as near impossible, a Filipino act is moving freely.
Not by force. Not by purchase. But by resonance.
Real children in Shanghai are mirroring their choreography.
Strangers on Guangzhou street corners are filming dance covers that the platform's own logic pushes to thousands.
Mainstream Mandarin language television, gateways that normally demand partnerships, localization, and official sanction, has already opened its doors.
This is not a marketing win.
It is a cultural penetration that insiders are only now beginning to measure, and it rewrites the fundamental playbook for how an artist actually enters China. When decision-makers in this market assess foreign talent, they do not look for trending hashtags or fansite enthusiasm. They look for signals of organic adoption, evidence that an act can exist inside the daily life of the audience without being handed down from above.
SB19 is generating exactly those signals, quietly, relentlessly, and without asking permission. China's music landscape is not closed, but it is selective. Access is typically granted through established pipelines.
A major Chinese label, a localized discography, government-aligned promotion, carefully negotiated TV slots. Even globally dominant names struggle to navigate this without heavy infrastructure.
The path is engineered to favor control, predictability, and curated narratives. SB19 entered through none of those channels. No Chinese label backing.
No Mandarin releases.
No official promotional tour inside the mainland.
What they did have was a body of work, tracks like Gento and Dunka built on rhythm, visual precision, and choreography that requires no translation. And they had a fan ecosystem that did not wait for permission to share, document, and celebrate them inside China's digital borders.
The result is not noise. It is distributed, authentic traction, the kind that algorithms reward and industry veterans recognize as the only kind that lasts. Signal 1. Mainstream recognition on Mandarin language platforms.
The first crack in the perception wall appeared not on a fringe site, but on Atheo, a Taiwanese music awards show that sits squarely inside the Mandarin language entertainment mainstream, a cultural sphere that overlaps directly with audiences in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and, critically, mainland China.
SB19 did not appear as a novelty act. They were invited.
They performed alongside artists already familiar to Chinese-speaking viewers. The broadcast pulled in 2.2 million views. In Asian markets, language is not merely a dialect, it is a cultural corridor. To break into Mandarin language mainstream television is to send a signal across the entire Chinese-speaking world that an act has crossed from foreign curiosity to legitimate presence. This was not a fan-only stream. It was a curated, professional platform validating SB19 to general audiences. That validation does not fade quickly. It becomes reference material for programmers, promoters, and platform curators who decide whose content deserves wider circulation. Signal 2, the weight of traditional television. If the awards show opened the door, Atom Boys 2, a Taiwanese TV program, pushed it wide open. This is not YouTube. Not TikTok. It is linear television, a medium that still carries disproportionate authority in Asian markets, especially where idol culture and talent shows shape public opinion. Their appearance drew 2 million views. That number matters less for its size than for its source, casual viewers. People who did not seek out SB19 content deliberately, but encountered it while flipping channels, watching a variety segment, or following a show they already trust. Television does not amplify niche fandoms, it consecrates artists. When an act performs on mainstream TV and holds the screen without relying on subtitle crutches or language gimmicks, the audience registers them as recognizable talent. The barrier between foreign group with a following and artist known to the general public begins to dissolve. That is exactly what happened here. Signal 3, the moment that cannot be manufactured. All exposure can be arranged. All placements can be bought. But genuine cultural adoption cannot be scripted. A video surfaced, a 6-year-old girl in Shanghai, dancing to Gento in her living room.
No sponsorship. No branded hashtag. No influencer contract.
Just a child moved by the music, filmed by her family. The clip reached 1.8 million views.
In a market as digitally controlled as China's, this is the single most important indicator of organic penetration.
When children begin replicating choreography not because they were told to, but because the movement feels intuitive, fun, and ownable, the art has ceased to be foreign. It has become part of everyday culture. Industry insiders know this truth intimately: kids do not copy what they do not love. And what they love, spreads. This was not a marketing metric. It was social proof at its purest, evidence that SB19's creative DNA is translatable without translation. Signal 4, street-level resonance and algorithmic acceleration. The phenomenon did not stay indoors. Across China, street covers began appearing. One of the clearest examples, a dance cover of Dunka filmed in Guangzhou. At first glance, the raw view count, 34,000, looks modest.
But the critical detail is the 82 times breakout score.
That means the video performed 82 times better than the average piece of content on that platform.
Algorithms are not sentimental.
They do not care about nationality, label rosters, or press clippings. They care about watch time, rewatches, shares, and authentic engagement. An 82 times breakout is the platform itself saying, people are not just watching this, they are choosing it, repeatedly, over everything else.
This is not paid promotion.
It is earned amplification. And it is happening in public physical spaces, streets, plazas, open areas, where the performance is shared with strangers, not just followers. That spatial shift is vital. In China, public participation equals social acceptance. It signals that it is safe, normal, even desirable to engage with this music openly.
Signal 5, fans embedding the brand in public life.
Beyond one-off videos, SB19's presence in China is being reinforced by fans performing in public spaces.
Not bedroom uploads. Not edited compilations. This is the bridge between online curiosity and real-world cultural footprint.
When supporters feel confident enough to display their fandom openly, dancing, singing, filming in shared environments, they are not just consuming content.
They are activating it within the local social fabric. In a controlled media environment, that willingness to be visible is a powerful endorsement. It tells the ecosystem, this is not controversial.
This is not fringe.
This belongs here. Signal 6. Digital archiving on the platform that matters most.
All of these signals converge on Bilibili, China's dominant video platform, functionally the Chinese equivalent of YouTube, but with deeper youth engagement, tighter community loops, and stronger algorithmic curation.
Chinese fans are not merely watching SB19 content there. They are uploading, editing, reacting, and archiving it. Performance clips, dance tutorials, reaction videos, fan-made compilations.
They are building a self-sustaining library of SB19 material inside the most important digital gateway to Chinese youth culture.
This is digital embedding without institutional backing. No official channel needed.
The community is doing the curation, the translation, cultural, not just linguistic, and the preservation. When an artist's presence is maintained by the audience itself, it becomes resilient. It does not vanish when a campaign ends. It lives, grows, and evolves organically within the platform's native soil.
Why this is fundamentally different from the K-pop playbook.
Groups like BTS and Blackpink have achieved massive success in China, but they followed the established blueprint: Chinese label partnerships, Mandarin language releases, targeted promotional cycles, localized content strategies, and heavy industry infrastructure.
SB19 entered with zero of that. No Mandarin single. No Chinese distributor. No state-aligned promotional tour.
And yet, their momentum inside China is not weaker, it is purer. It is driven not by corporate alignment, but by creative resonance. The music relies on rhythm, visual storytelling, and kinetic choreography, elements that transcend language. That universality makes it accessible even to viewers who do not understand Filipino or English lyrics, allowing the art to speak directly to the body and the ear, not just the mind.
This is a rare feat.
It proves that in the modern attention economy, authenticity can bypass gates that money alone cannot open.
The shift, from industry gatekeeping to algorithmic plus fan trust.
Traditionally, breaking an artist into China required navigating a top-down system, labels, TV networks, government-approved channels, and carefully staged rollouts.
It was a process of permission. What SB19 is demonstrating is a bottom-up inversion.
The algorithm, driven by real engagement, not paid seeding, acts as the new gatekeeper. And fans, not marketing teams, are the
primary distribution network. This model is more durable because it is decentralized.
There is no single campaign to defund, no single partnership to dissolve. Instead, there are multiple, independent ignition points: a child in Shanghai, a dancer in Guangzhou, a TV broadcast in Taiwan, a fan edit on Bilibili. Each spark reinforces the others, creating a self-propagating fire that cannot be extinguished by pulling one lever.
In China's ecosystem, authentic engagement travels farther than forced promotion. The system is designed to detect and amplify genuine enthusiasm. SB19 is feeding it exactly that. Why China can no longer ignore SB19? The evidence is no longer speculative.
It is layered, cross-platform, and self-reinforcing. Multi-layer penetration: SB19 is active simultaneously across awards shows, mainstream TV, viral social clips, street culture, and the core digital platform, Bilibili.
Most acts struggle to secure even one of these entry points. SB19 has touched